A rookie on the Boston Celtics just did something that no other rookie in the entire history of the NBA has ever accomplished. It is a feat so incredible that it completely rewrites what we should expect from first-year players, especially those drafted outside the lottery. This achievement did not happen with flashy dunks or high-scoring games that make the nightly highlights. It happened in the trenches, making winning plays and impacting the game in a way that truly matters on the scoreboard. One singular statistic proves that the Celtics found an absolute diamond in the rough. And the best part is that this incredible story is just getting started in Boston. The 2025-26 season was a difficult one for Boston Celtics fans to stomach. The team was dominant for long stretches of the year and looked like a true championship contender. Then disaster struck in the first round of the playoffs. The Celtics blew a commanding 3-1 series lead to the Philadelphia 76ers. It was a crushing, humiliating collapse that sent shockwaves through the entire organization. To make matters even worse, rival teams like the Knicks are currently on the verge of winning it all. A season ends like that. It is almost impossible to see the positives. The pain of the playoff failure completely overshadows everything else. The narrative immediately shifts to what went wrong and who is to blame. People stop talking about the great individual performances that happened during the regular season. They forget about the massive strides made by the young players on the roster. It becomes a lost season in the eyes of many casual observers and frustrated analysts. That perspective is incredibly short-sighted and misses the bigger picture entirely. Despite the horrible outcome in the playoffs, this was actually a fantastic season overall for the future of the franchise. It was a season that provided invaluable experience for the core of the team. It also showcased a massive positive that should make every Celtics fan incredibly excited for next year and beyond. That massive positive is the play of a young man named Hugo Gonzalez. He was the 28th overall pick in the draft, a position that rarely yields immediate high-impact rotation players. But Hugo proved he is not your average rookie, and he just made NBA history. The draft is a complete guessing game, especially when you are picking at the end of the first round. Teams are often just hoping to find a reliable role player, or someone they can develop over several years in the G League. They almost never expect to find someone who can immediately step onto the floor and contribute to winning. But Brad Stevens and his front office clearly saw something special in Hugo Gonzalez that everyone else missed. That happened right away. It took him some time to even crack the rotation under head coach Joe Mazzulla. He was drafted as a 19-year-old and faced a massive learning curve against grown men in the world's best league. The speed of the game is faster. The players are much physically stronger, and the schemes are infinitely more complex than anything he had ever seen. Sat on the bench for long stretches early in the season, simply watching and absorbing everything he could. He spent countless hours in the practice facility, working on his conditioning and defensive rotations. There were moments of genuine frustration, when he probably wondered if his time would ever come. But he never complained, he never pouted, and he simply kept working. Finally, the opportunities came. He was thrown into a few minutes here and there when games were already decided. His energy was immediately noticeable. He was flying all over the court, tipping rebounds and diving for loose balls. His offensive numbers were still modest, but his impact on the flow of the game was undeniable. Slowly but surely, he began to earn the trust of the coaching staff. Minutes started to increase, and he was being put into more critical situations. Then just as quickly, he hit what many rookies experience. He slammed directly into the dreaded rookie wall. His defensive focus seemed to slip, and he looked physically drained. In Joe Mazzulla's eyes, his mental and physical exhaustion were making him a liability on the floor. But just as he was establishing himself as a key rotation piece, he fell out of the rotation entirely. It was a tough pill to swallow for the young man. He went back to sitting on the bench, watching others take the minutes he thought he had earned. But this temporary setback was actually an incredibly valuable learning experience. It taught him the importance of consistency and taking care of his body. The regular NBA season is a relentless, exhausting grind that is impossible to understand until you live through it. He used this time away from the court to refocus his mind and build his strength back up. When his number was finally called again, he was completely ready. He played with a renewed sense of urgency and defensive discipline. He showed flashes of a much improved shooting stroke and even some subtle off-the-dribble moves. While his overall base stats do not jump off the page, the underlying numbers were screaming about his immense value. The signs of his future stardom were there for anyone who was willing to truly look. You often hear about analytics versus the eye test in basketball. Some people believe only the basic counting stats matter. They look at points per game, rebounds, and assists. They dismiss advanced analytics as nerd numbers that do not reflect the reality on the court. Other people believe basic stats are completely misleading. They argue that a player can put up huge scoring numbers on a terrible team without actually helping them win. They think you need advanced numbers to truly understand a player's worth. The reality, of course, is somewhere in the middle. The best evaluations combine the eye test with data to create a complete picture. When you watched Hugo Gonzalez with the eye test, you saw his incredible size, strength, and raw athleticism. For a 19 or 20-year-old, his physical frame is already incredibly advanced. He plays with a motor that simply never stops. He is a defensive pest, a relentless rebounder, and a player who always seems to have a knack for being in the right spot at the right time. But even the eye test was not informative enough to prepare us for the historic statistic that truly drives home his immense value. The numbers he put up when combined with the data create an undeniable argument. Hugo was simply shattering the concept of what we thought was possible for a rookie. The stat that proves everything we need to know about Hugo is his plus-minus. This stat measures how many points a player's team outscored the opponent by, or was outscored by, while that player was on the floor. It is not a perfect statistic, but over a full season it provides a very strong indication of impact. Hugo Gonzalez put up a stunning plus-minus of +110.89 per 48 minutes. It is the best single plus-minus season by any rookie in the entire play-by-play era of NBA history. He did not just edge out the competition, he blew right past them. The previous record holder was current NBA Finals hero OG Anunoby. OG put up a brilliant +943 figure during his rookie season in 2017-18. He was widely praised that year for his maturity and winning impact. He has since gone on to become one of the premier two-way players in the entire league. Everyone now knows OG is a championship-winning player. Hugo's rookie season impact was almost 1.5 points better. That difference is absolutely massive in this context. It shows that when Hugo was on the floor, the Celtics were not just good, they were utterly dominant. He was not just a defensive specialist, he was making winning plays on both ends of the court consistently. It did not matter who he was playing with or who he was playing against. His impact on the game was overwhelmingly positive. That is an absolute historical game changer for the Boston Celtics' future. This wasn't just about one specific advanced stat either. The argument for Hugo's immense impact is backed up by almost every number you can find. Hugo Gonzalez was +246 overall on the season. That overall plus-minus figure is incredibly impressive. In the entire long history of Celtics rookies, that trails only one name. It trails the face of the franchise, Jason Tatum. His net rating of 11.9 was also the best of any rookie in this class. And this was not just any rookie class. This was a rookie class that was absolutely loaded with future stars. It included names like Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Con Newpel, and VJ Edgecombe. These are players who are already being projected as the future of the entire NBA. Yet it was the 28th pick, Hugo Gonzalez, who led them all in net rating. When Hugo was on the floor, the Celtics were functioning like a true championship team on both ends of the floor. He was maximizing every minute he was given, playing within the system and making everyone around him better. He was already exhibiting the winning impact that players usually take years to develop. The scary thing is that he accomplished this historical feat even as a 19 or 20-year-old. He did it while falling out of the rotation for a stretch and fighting his way back in. This proves that Brad Stevens did not just find a good player. He found an immediate elite winner. For Brad Stevens and this front office to snag a player like that at the end of the first round is massive. This is exactly the kind of smart move that is incredibly valuable in this current NBA landscape. The NBA is now incredibly complex with aprons and harsh tax penalties designed to punish expensive rosters. Teams can no longer simply outspend everyone else to build a champion. They have to find value at the draft and develop young players on cheap contracts. Hugo Gonzalez is the absolute poster child for this new reality. He is a high-impact player on a value contract for several more years. The beauty of his rookie season is that as great as he was, there is still so much room for him to improve. His offense was not a focal point in year one, yet he still made history. As he develops his shooting, his ball handling, and his decision-making, his impact will only increase. Hugo may never develop into a perennial all-star, although I wouldn't rule it out with his talent and work ethic. But that is completely okay for this roster. The Celtics do not need another ball-dominant star who takes possessions away from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Celtics need good two-way role players on value contracts who accent those two superstars. They need energy guys, defensive anchors, and smart players who can extend this team's championship window for many years. If you are enjoying this video, please take a quick moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more deep analysis like this. Hugo is a player who fits that winning mold down to a T. He provides everything this team needs, and he just proved he can do it at a historic level. His role should only continue to grow with the Celtics next season. There is a real, genuine chance that he's a key part of the team's core group before long. He is no longer just a nice prospect that might pay off down the line. He is a player who impacts winning right now. On a cheap contract, on a team with true championship aspirations, that is an absolute historical treasure in the modern NBA. While the playoff loss will always be a painful memory, the emergence of Hugo is a truly incredible beacon of hope. The future in Boston is still incredibly bright, and this young historical record breaker is a massive part of that equation.